Hi everyone, it's Darlene. Welcome back for another card video. Today I'm using the Avery Elle Peekaboo Pals set today. It's just so adorable. I'm also using this wood grain block die by Simon Says Stamp. I am going to stamp all of my elements right now with the Memento Tuxedo Black ink, all of them onto some Neenah Solar White cardstock. I'm going to start coloring with my Copic markers. For my sloth, I'm using 4 different colors in the W family. I'm starting with my darkest at W7, and I'm just going around the edges very lightly, so not too much of that color, it's pretty dark. And then I'll take W5 and sort of scoot in toward the middle, extending that out and blending the line. And then the W3, kind of move in even a little bit more, and then I'll finish off with the W1. Notice that I am extending my coloring down a little bit further than the edge of the stamp, and that's because I'm going to pull him out from behind that branch a little bit longer. So for his eyes, I'm just using the W3 and the W1, so they're a little bit lighter. And then for his face, I decided to take the W1, just kind of go around the edges a little bit. Just wanted a little bit of dimension, but not too much. And then I'll take my Zero Colorless blender and just go over the edge so that it blends kind of into the white. I made 2 sets of paws, one for the top of the branch, one for the bottom. And I'm going to color them with the 2 middle colors. Now notice my dark is going to be on the right for the top 2 and on the left for the bottom 2 because I'm going to have to reverse it and I want my light to be coming from the same direction. And then for the claws, I just went in and colored them all with the W5. For my koala bear, I'm using the C6, C4, and C2. So again, really lightly with that C6, not too much color. And I kind of created an edge to his head that wasn't there. And I carried that color, the C6, into his ear as well. So it looked like it was kind of going in. And then I extended that out with the C4 and then finally filled everything else back in with the C2. And I'm just going to color his head because his body is not going to show. I added one more slight dark touch with the C6 in his ears so that I got a little bit more perspective. Okay, for his paws, the same thing with the 2 lighter colors, the C2 and the C4. Just going to fill that in, and then I'm going to cut all of these pieces out with a scissor. Now I'm using my block here. It doesn't cut all of those lines. It sort of etches them in a little bit and then cuts the edge. So you can use the whole thing as is, or you can cut off some pieces, and that's what I'm going to do so that I can narrow it down a little bit. And as you cut the pieces, it cuts along the grain of the wood, so you get kind of a nice shape. You can see I only had to cut like 1 or 2 little tiny segments and the whole piece fell off, which is kind of nice. And then I did the same thing on this side, except I had to do a little bit more cutting, and then I veered off to the right to make it a little bit more shapelier. And that's going to be my branch across the card. I have a piece of Soft Sky by Stampin' Up, and I've cut it so that I have 3/8 of an inch matte on all sides. I'm going to adhere this right now to my card base. And now I'm just positioning everything so I know where my sloth should go. And remember, I colored a little bit below the image, and you can see that I kind of pulled him out behind that branch so that I had more of an extended body. And then I'm going to put the paw over the edge that didn't have the stamped image so that you can't even see. So I just carefully flip this over, and I'm marking with a pencil so when I put my glue on, I can put it back exactly where I had it. Now flip this over and adhere all of his paws. I just put it on a tweezer, put some 2A glue on the back, and then adhere it right there. And you can see on the right it's kind of inward in the body, and then on the left I have it covering the edge that doesn't have that line on the image. For the koala bear, I'm just going to put some glue on the front, and he's just going to be showing up to his nose, and then put his paws right in front of him. So he's peeking out over this log. Now I'm just figuring out my placement for this big branch. I'm going to mark the top and the bottom with a pencil because I want to know where it is on the white that this branch is going to adhere, because I have that little bump that it has to go over that Soft Sky, and I want to make sure that it sticks really well. So I'm going to cover the whole thing with 2A glue, and then I'm going to go in to that white area and just add a little bit of extra glue to make sure it's not popping up off the side of the Soft Sky. So I'll place it right back where I had my pencil marks, and I'm going to go ahead and put an acrylic block on top of this to weight it down to make sure that it dries securely in place, especially on the white area. And now I'll just trim off the part that's hanging over the edge. I pulled my sentiment from the Playful Animal set by Hero Arts. I wanted to hang in their sentiment. It was the only one I had in my entire stash. So I'm going to stamp this with Memento Rich Cocoa ink so that it's a brown that matches my branch. And that is the card for today. So kind of a cute little card hanging upside down. I hope you enjoyed that, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.